Rob Penney. Rob, it's just over a week away, mate. I mean, how prepared are you? Are you as prepared as you want to be?
Yeah, we're actually in pretty good shape, Marty. We've had a great couple of weeks up in the Northern Hemisphere. It's not usual that you'll be playing a pre-season game in front of 42,000 people. So that was a pretty unique occasion. And then we've had a core group of people back here beavering away, and we've reconnected this week, and we're up against a really good Highlanders team tomorrow down in Methven. So, yep, we're in good shape, thanks.
Okay, so, your biggest All Blacks, your top players didn't play those particular games, and I know that you're kind of using and rotating the rest of your squad. Is it a great opportunity for you at the moment just to learn about those other players? Because you know what your All Blacks can bring.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a depth of knowledge that you can only get through the contest, and that's what we've obviously been able to do up north, and another opportunity on Friday afternoon to see what these younger men and the next generation are able to contribute to this great organisation. So it's awesome, yeah.
What is the number one thing that you've learned so far being back in this job?
The Kiwi rugby players are the best in the world, and Crusaders have got their share of fantastic talent, and the well goes deep.
Has there anyone in particular that stood out to you that said, hey, put the hand up and said, I demand to be selected for that opening match, that perhaps previous to getting all together that you didn't know?
Look, without naming any individuals, because I think that's a bit unfair, I think there's been a number of people that have really proved that they're worthy of the jersey and are going to be very capable and exciting options for us as the season progresses. So, we're, as I said at the start, we're at with where we're at, and that's primarily because, the abilities of that next level of player has really put their hand up, and there's a number of them. So it's exciting for us, the organisation and the game itself.
Talk to us about your young first five and stepping into probably the biggest shoes to fill out of any team. This is the guy that's got to run the cutter, and we all know how good Richie Mwanga was in a Crusaders jersey.
Yeah, well, he's no longer with us, as you say, and has left a great legacy. So we've got a few options there. Obviously, Rivers Reihana, who everyone will know well from previous experience with the Chiefs and Northland, who drove the ship around really nicely for us against Bristol. And then Taha Kimura, who's done an outstanding job last year under 20s, and someone that has a massive future and did a great job in front of 42,000 at Munster. And we've still got Tane Robinson, who is a really valuable player for us at 10 and 15, and then Fergus coming back to us in about 6 weeks, Fergus Burke, who's coming off that Achilles. So we've got some nice options there, and we're excited about, I guess, a start of a new dynasty, hopefully, with a new 10, and Richie's legacy, which has been such a great one, can be continued.
Do you look at that combination of 9 and 10 as a 1-2 punch, or do you look at your first five completely separate?
It's a combination, and I think you'd be naive to think that you can't look at them in combination, because I guess when you look at whoever we put there has limited experience at driving a super ship around. So, our nines, we're blessed with the experience and talent we've got there. With Drummy, Willie Hines and Noah Hottam, all outstanding, all variant in terms of their experience and bring different things. So the combinations there are something that we've been thinking deeply about, and also our midfield combinations that support the 10s so strongly. And those combinations are all thought about together as opposed to an independent selection at 10.
Rob Penney with us, Super Rugby. The captain's launch yesterday and the comp underway. Not this weekend, following the weekend. And you start up with the biggest challenge that there is in this competition against the Chiefs side, where Luke Jacobson said there's bad blood and unfinished business. What do you read into that?
Well, exactly what he said. You can't get any more venomous than that, really. And I heard an interview with Luke earlier on in the year saying they'd had trouble lying on the beach because it had
rocks under the towel kind of thing.
Yeah, left. So they've obviously been thinking about this rematch for a long time, and it's probably been eating away at them. And I can understand that, being in that situation myself as a coach and as a player. So I guess it adds another level of intensity and expectation around the fixture. The reality is this is a new team from our end. The boys that won the super final last year, there's a number of them that have moved on, and this is a new group trying to establish itself. So we won't be focusing too much on what noises are coming out of the Chiefs and so forth, but really respect what they've done in the last 5 or 6 years, and it'll be a tremendous battle up there, and particularly in their hometown of Hamilton when we launched the Super program off with what was the last game last year as a rematch of the first game this year. So it'll be exciting whatever way you look at it.
I mean, since yesterday and that launch, I've been reading a number of comments from writers, experts, people, of course, that were there, and they're all predicting that it's the downfall of the Crusaders season this year. Do you take any notice of any of that kind of stuff? Do you feel like you've got anything to prove at all?
I think every time you take the field, you've got something to prove. It's and that's the beauty about the game. It's a contest every minute, and it's a contest every day. And that's why we all love it so much, because it's so challenging. And this group has worked hard. Really proud of the performances that we've been able to put together to date. Whether that's going to be good enough to be there at the end, who knows? But I've got no doubt that this team's capable of winning another competition. Whether we do or not, that's different. But certainly the capability is there, and I know there's a massive degree of determination within the group. So whatever the plaudits say, whether it's positive or negative, they often balance out anyway. So all I can say is that we're working hard, the passion's there, and I've got no doubt that there'll be no lack of commitment during the season from our group to try to do a great job.
Couple more questions, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for your time. Rob Penney, Crusaders coach, with us. You're a proven winner. The team's a proven winner. It's got win all over it, this franchise has. Do you start another campaign by demanding that is the absolute level where you must be? Obviously, you aspire to win a title, but will accept nothing else?
Well, I think the key ingredient is being really proud of what you do every day. And there's no lack of that. So being really proud of what you do every day means that there's an underlying search for excellence, and that becomes a habit. And, without... I guess I haven't been here, that long, but what I'm seeing is that deeply ingrained pride and search for excellence, and habitual behaviours that exemplify that. So for that, I guess that's the win. Whether that manifests itself on a scoreboard win, who knows? Because it's the great thing about sport, there's uncertainty. But I know, as I said before, that there's a depth of willingness. There's a desire here to do well, and the wins are in what we do every day, and then by that, hopefully you put yourself in a position to win on the scoreboard too.
Two quick questions, just to clarify things. Just in terms of the All Blacks coming back, how does that unfold? And is this 5-match restriction? Do you still have that where players can only play 5 and then have to rest?
Yeah, it's not a clear and cut 5, which is awesome. Ray said when he took over the All Black job that he'd be looking at a bit more flexibility through that process. But there is some stipulations, and we've worked through a broadsheet with all the boys that are in All Black contention to ensure that we can rest them at specific periods that aren't going to compromise us and are going to get the best out of the ABs and give them an opportunity to be great when our competition's finished. So that process has been really well put together, and we've got no issues with that at all. And just around the All Blacks integration, it's normal for them to come back. The stipulation is pre-season 40 minutes and then into round one. So all the organisations have to deal with that. It's pretty commonplace.
Best of luck for this season, mate. Always appreciate your time.
No problem at all, mate. Good to hear from you, Marty, and all the best to you and everyone up in your neck of the woods.
Devlin. The platform.
Roger Randle with us, assistant coach of the Chiefs. Pre-season all wrapped up this weekend. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, definitely ready to go. Had a good pre-season and had a trip to Japan last week and had a lot of ramen and some good connections there.
Well, it doesn't get tougher than the Crusaders first up, does it? I was fascinated by Luke Jacobson's comments about the bad blood and unfinished business between you two.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about the unfinished business side of it. I think, obviously, last year was last year and there's some disappointment there, but we don't want to be mentioning that game the whole year. So it's a new year for us, and every time we play the Crusaders is always a hell of a tough battle, and it's been like that the last few years. So, I'm just excited about this year.
Are you wearing the favourites tag okay? Everyone thinks it's your year.
No, we've not spoken about that, honestly, at all. So it's nice to hear that. But, no, it doesn't consume us. We haven't really even spoken about it as a group.
What is the bare minimum for you this year in terms of achievement?
We've got expectations on ourselves to go all the way, as probably, every other team has, and every other New Zealand team has probably got the same aspirations that sit behind closed doors. So we're no different than anybody else.
What are you expecting to see from Damien McKenzie this year? Is he going to be playing any different, or what instructions have you given him?
No, he'll be going out there and hopefully with a smile on his face and playing freely. And last year, tactically, he put us in the right parts of the field, kicked really, really well. Big, long boot. He's got a great short kicking game, and obviously he's an attacking threat. So he's our talisman and an awesome leader for us.
The way the draw works, I mean, I don't know who did it, but damn, it's pretty tough. You play the Crusaders at home, the Brumbies. You go away to the Reds, and then just a couple of weeks, 3 weeks after that, you're back playing the Crusaders again.
Yeah, it's cool. That's really cool. So we're excited about that. We've trained well in the pre-season, and she's been pretty hot in the mighty Waikato and Hamilton. So we'll be ready to roll. It'll be tough, like you said, against last year's finalists, semi-finalists, and quarter-finalists. But we get to see where we're at.
Roger, what do you learn from pre-season before the competition starts? What are you as coaches trying to get from it?
We probably just try to embed all your basics, I guess, that'll hold you in good stead during the year, your foundations. Potentially, if there's anything new around your innovation, you might sample a few things, look at trends of the game that might shape how you approach certain things. And obviously, your fitness and getting that base there is massive. So, that's all we've kind of concentrated on for the last 7 weeks.
How do you think that this new rule to try and stop the kick tennis is going to be working?
Awesome. Looking forward to it. So, I wasn't a fan of that sort of stuff, and I know within the rules, but the counter-attackers we got here in New Zealand, ability for us to play that sort of style definitely suits us, and it's an area I take care of at the Chiefs as well. So I was not a fan of that rule where you end up playing a lot of kick tennis. So having the ability to still kick, when you need to, but giving guys a licence to have a crack and back themselves without two defenders potentially 5 metres from you as soon as you catch the ball offside, but for some reason it was made legal, is something we're happy is not in there anymore.
2 quick questions to let you go. I know you're very busy, mate. Okay, so in terms of the way that you want to play, do you look at it thinking, okay, we want to go out there and entertain, run the ball, play some really good attacking rugby, which is what Super Rugby's about, or is it more just about getting wins and results?
I think it's a combination of both. I think within our DNA or identity, we have those things around being courageous and backing ourselves, but we've also got the relentless part, the physicality that goes with it as well. So no use doing that if it's wet and rainy. So you've got to have different ways of playing the game, and I think we've got a good balance between our kicking game, ability to run the ball, and we've got some big ugly forwards as well.
Okay, finally then, no Sam Cane. Is it unusual not having that dude around?
It is. We caught up with him for a beer last week in Japan. It was awesome. So, yeah, no, it was good to see him last week, and obviously his family's enjoying it over there. So it definitely is different, but it's an opportunity, I guess, for, Luke's been there for a while learning from him, and we've got a few other guys get a chance to step up that have been here for 4, 5, 6 years now. So you can never replace those sort of guys and that sort of experience, but we're pretty happy with the guys that we've got moving forward.
Always appreciate your time. Best of luck for the season. Look forward to catching up, mate.
Cheers, mate. Take care, eh?
Devlin.
You've got to love sport.
The platform.